Hey guys, it's me, Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. How are you doing today? Or good evening. Today we're talking about our favorite subject, which is sales. All right. We have a cool subject for ourselves today, so let's go ahead and dive right on into it. What is our cool subject for today? It is selling and knowing that you can do better. Selling and knowing that you can succeed. Selling and not giving up just because there is adversity. Selling. I'll mention this to you. I'm going to tell you something. And with my program, I've been in sales since the 80s. And I told you from the beginning, I would tell you the good, the bad, the ugly, and the warts and all when it comes to selling. Because, see, selling has been such a big part of my life. I like to share stuff that real salespeople deal with on a daily basis. So with this platform in mind, we're going to have a conversation about being a successful salesperson and what it takes. We're going to talk also about adversities. If you are a salesperson, and I've been in sales a long time, I've worked with some really great companies, but they ain't no longer here. And one of the things that I attribute that to is things change all the time. And as a salesperson, we need to learn how to adapt. We need to learn how to, like the old saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. That ain't true. If a dog's hungry enough, he will learn how to do something different. So if you are a salesperson who's just getting into sales, sticking and staying is probably the hardest part. Because of adversity. There's so many challenges that happen in a career of salespeople that a lot of times you've got to have this special type of a personality where you see the glass not half full but overflowing, overfilled. And the reason why I'm sharing that is with you because, see, sales, they are up and down, up and down. You have good days. You have great days. You have some days that you're like, my goodness, what happened? What happened to my magic? What happened to my strength? What happened? And then you get up in your head and you think, well, maybe there's something wrong with me. And this is a true feeling that you get when you're a salesperson when you're not at your best. Here recently, my son, he graduated from high school, and I've raised my son by myself since he was a month old. And he's 18, getting ready to turn 19. He got a job. He got a nice little job. I gave him a car. He started going to school. He met some girl, and then he kind of like disappeared on the scene. He moved out. And I'm going to tell you what, that little thing right there took me off my game. It messed with my head. They call it the empty nest syndrome or whatever. But it really hurt my feelings, and my son, he's contacted me since, through text and stuff, that, he's happy. He's, doing what he's doing, and it's kind of rough for me because, see, he was my guy. He's my kid. I had all this responsibility, wake him up, everything, do this, and it kept me going. It was like my little carrot and stick, and, our topic for today is selling. How is it in your life as a salesperson? How do you become a successful salesperson? You persevere. How do you stay a great salesperson in whatever particular genre of sales that you're in? You keep adapting. You keep growing. You keep changing. Like I said, I've been in sales since the 80s, and I've had a lot of different companies that I've worked with over the last 30-something years that were pretty doggone great companies. They had some really great products, but unfortunately, things happen and things progress, and they close their doors. But see, here's the thing. In each and every one of those jobs, I was able to pick up great information, great ideas. I capitalized off of each company that I worked with, and the reason why I stress that is because, see, you can go work somewhere and not learn a thing. But see, that's up to you. What I do is I never know how long things will last over the years. So what I've done is when I'm in working for a company, I'll write down a lot of the most highlighted things that were very important during that time that helped me to be a better salesperson or to sell those products. And what I've had to learn over the years is that I had to adjust my life when there were changes. It really hurt me when my son moved out. I couldn't believe it. And he's always welcome back home, and I love my son. But it kind of hit me right between the eyes. And so for about the last couple of weeks, my brain has been off. So you can have all kinds of different things in your life that can take you off kilter, take you off your game. And so what I've had to do is, I was talking with my mom, I was talking with my dad, feeling a little depressed and stuff like that. And I'm being honest with you guys. You're probably saying, what's this got to do with selling? Well, if your mind is not right, you cannot be at your best. You really can't. And so for the last few weeks, I've been feeling sorry for myself because, see, I love my son so much. And I just, wasn't expecting it. And people have situations that happen every day. People go through divorces. People break up after long relationships. People evolve. People change. People get fired from a job. They lose a good job. And as I age, as I'm aging now, I've had some opportunities that I was able to work with and find out if it was something that I wanted to keep doing. But because it was so physical sales jobs means you got to get out there and you got to move stuff around. Just a lot of different sales jobs. There's retail and boxes and moving stuff. My body's not the same it was when I was in my 20s, 30s, and my 40s. So a man's got to know his limitations, and a woman does too. And so what I've learned is that over the years, I've had to learn how to adapt. I've learned how to do things that I'm really, really good at. And when adversity happens, I've had to learn how to deal with it, deal with the little pity party, get upset about it, cry about it. I've worked for some companies I thought were going to be in business forever, and then they close the door and they go out of business, but I didn't quit selling. I got this bug. I tried to do some other jobs that were like 9 to 5, working in offices and stuff like that, but it was just boring. I couldn't do it because, see, I am an entrepreneur. I like working for myself. And when you work for yourself, you really have to pay attention to your time. You have to pay attention to everything because, see, you're the one who's making the money, honey. And we work on this magic thing called commission. And if you can't sell and it becomes a week, 2 weeks, and you got bills to come in and pay every month, it's just like, you just can't go into the office and just show up and get paid. You have to make things happen. So what I'm sharing with you is through adversity, through pain, people pass away. I've had some really great friends and mentors and people who are not in my life right now. A guy comes to my mind is Craig Marone. This guy was one of the best managers that I've ever had, who took selling to the nth degree. He made sure that he broke down the products. We sold electronics. I sold them with him for years. And we sold all these products, but he also made sure that you learn the fundamentals about selling the warranties, the service agreements, the maintenance agreements. He taught me how to have a selling conversation, how to create value when it comes to when you buy a product, and how to offer additional services like extended warranties, maintenance agreements, replacement guarantees. And this guy did that for me. And so I learned that, and I'm very, very grateful. And I know I'm getting off a little bit topic, but this was back in the 90s. And see, God has been so good to me that he's peppered different types of awesome salespeople through my life to show me how to be a better salesperson. It can be exhausting sometimes, guys. It can be overwhelming. It can be frustrating, especially if you have to deal with life on life's terms. People go, what does that mean? Everyday stuff. Maybe you got maybe you got more bills than you got money coming in. Maybe you got too much house, maybe too much car, maybe too much, and you're always under the gun knowing that I need to sell something, so you can feel overwhelmed and pressured that way. Or you can let stupid things get in your way, and sometimes being a salesperson, we are our worst own enemies. When we're doing real good, it's like life is real good and everything, man, you can't get no better than that. But when things slow down, maybe it's not the selling season that you're supposed to be in, or maybe you've got new products that you have to learn, or maybe there's new products coming out and you have to sell those old ones before you can get the new stuff, and on and on and on. Or maybe you've got, like, selling for insurance, there's always different companies that are biting for your customer's business, and you got some smooth talkers out there that will go behind you and steal a policy and have the other customer cancel the policy, and they're not supposed to do that. But if a customer sees a perceived value and it's better than what they got, I don't blame them. But see, it can be tough on salespeople, because if they don't, especially in selling insurance, that if they don't keep that insurance at least for a whole year, you've got to pay back all that money. And you're probably going, dang, that sucks. Yeah, it really does. That's why you've got to get outside of your thinking. Like I said, for the last couple of weeks, I have been off my game. I haven't been able to focus. I haven't been able to think right. I haven't been able to just be the best that I can be. And I've cried about it. I've been frustrated, but it ain't mostly about that. It's mostly because something changed in my life. My son not being there. I raised it by myself all these years. It was like devastating. I thought it would be great. I thought he's going to be living there for at least another 3, 4, 5 years. But, he's a very strong person. He wants to be on his own. And wow, you couldn't say that, that's not a bad thing. But it was kind of at a weird time. Like I said, I got this. I'm selling life insurance. People need for you to be on your game. And it ain't about me. It's about other people. And so when you get your mind right, like today, I talked with my parents and everything, and I looked at the big picture, and, I'm really grateful that I have people in my corner that can listen to me. And so if you're watching this, you're probably going, what in the world? This guy's talking about reality. He's talking about real life, because this is my life. I'm living as a salesperson every day. Now, my mom, she was really cool. She gave me this rock, and on this rock, it says strength. And she says, keep that and touch it and rub it. She prayed over it, and it says strength on it, because sometimes in life, you have to have strength. You have to have enduring strength. And I'm going to tell you what, it means more to me now than I can say. Strength. It's a big deal. It's on there. If you can see it, I don't know if you can or not. But I'm just sharing this with you today, guys, because, see, selling, it's a great opportunity. It's a great career. And it can last you a lifetime, and you may get lucky and work for one company or two. But here's the reality. Things change, and if you want to evolve and make even more money, you've got to get out there and get licenses, certifications. You've got to get in trouble. You got to get out there and get your feet wet. You've got to fail. And I'll tell you what, it's not how far you've fallen. A lot of times they say it's what you go through and your adversity and how it makes you a stronger person. Now, it doesn't feel like it when you're going through it. It sucks. Pain sucks. Frustration sucks. Losing my son like I did, it sucks. Not having things work out the way I thought they would work out sucks. But you know what? I've been able to live very comfortably as a salesperson. I've had to really get out there and knock on doors when I didn't want to. And you're going to be in the same situation. You're going to be in situations where you're going to have to say, either I'm going to suck it up, or I'm going to have to stick and stay, and then I'm going to end up having to go somewhere else. Well, I'm not. I'm going to stick and stay. I like selling life insurance. I like selling real estate. Yeah, some days are really good, some days are really great, and some days suck. But you know what? It's the whole thing. I love it. The good, the bad, the ugly, and the warts and all. And I had to share this topic today, talking about, being successful and being a salesperson and all the things that we go through. It's a mental game, guys. It's life on life's terms. Some days are really great. And then, like everybody else, they have bad days. So as a salesperson today, I want to tell you, you're important and you matter. If you're struggling or if you're having a hard time, if you're fortunate, you'll share that with somebody who can listen to you. And I didn't say have a pity party for weeks. I'm saying have a pity party for a day, share your feelings, and get that stuff out. Because, see, what happens is if you get too up in your head, it'll be harder for you to close sales, the easy ones. So I'm going to give you permission, if you give me permission, to say everything's going to be okay. There is a seasons for everything. And I'm just, like I said, my son's not living with me anymore, but, now it's time for me to do some things. And my house has never looked so clean. Because I cleaned it up, now it looks real good. So do me a favor, guys, go out there and sell something. But if you ain't asking for the order, you ain't selling. And our topic for today was, I don't even remember. I know it was talking about, dealing with life on life's terms, feelings, and all the stuff we have to deal with as salespeople if we want to be successful. Sometimes you just got to suck it up and you just got to go with the flow, and you got to let God and pray. I pray, God help me. And my mom prayed over me and prayed. And sometimes you just need to just be yourself and go to work tomorrow. I'm going to go to work tomorrow. I'm going to knock it out the park. I'm going to call on a bunch of customers. I'm going to set appointments. I'm going to get out there and I'm going to help their families, help their lives. So when something really bad happens in their lives, they'll be taken care of. I want to say thank you guys for giving me a thumbs up. Share my videos and please subscribe. Because remember, guys, my name is Gary Lee Stanley. I am a real sales guy. Okay? Hope you enjoyed the video. Man, that was a lot of crap. Okay? All right.